Year 1982. A group of Soviet military divers were training in Lake Baikal, the deepest lake on Earth. The water was freezing, the visibility was low, and almost no one knew what really lived down there. During one of their training dives, the divers reached a depth of around 50 meters, and that's when they saw something they had never been trained for. 3 human-shaped figures swimming toward them. But these figures were not wearing suits. They were completely uncovered, as if the cold water meant nothing to them. And the strangest part, each one of them was described as 9 to 10 feet tall. The divers said the bodies looked smooth, almost silver, and the movements were too fast for a normal human body. They didn't swim like us. It was more like they were gliding through the water. The Soviet team froze. They didn't know if they were looking at some unknown species or something that wasn't human at all. The 3 beings stayed at a distance, as if they were observing the divers. Then, without warning, they disappeared into the deeper part of the lake. The divers returned to the surface and filed their report. Their commander didn't believe them at first, so another dive team went down again a few days later. This second group went deeper, too deep, according to the official rules. The swimmers appeared again. This time, they were closer, too close. The Soviet team tried to capture one of the beings using a special net. The moment they attempted it, a wave of force hit them. Not a physical wave, more like a pressure blast. Every diver shot upward instantly. Too fast, way too fast. They were forced into a rapid ascent, and anyone who knows diving knows what that means. Your body can't handle that sudden pressure change. Some divers lost consciousness, some suffered internal injuries, and 3 died. After the incident, the Soviet military shut the operation down. The report was classified. The lake was marked as a restricted zone for deep water experiments, and no one was allowed to mention the swimmers again. But the story didn't disappear. Years later, a former Soviet officer leaked a piece of information. He said the beings were described in the old documents as humanoid, approximately 3 meters tall, no breathing equipment, observed multiple times. Another leak mentioned something even stranger. Ancient Siberian tribes used to tell stories about water spirits in Lake Baikal, tall, pale figures who lived under the ice and never surfaced. People now believe those stories might have been describing the same beings the divers saw. There are also modern reports from fishermen around Baikal. Some say they've seen large silhouettes moving under their boats. Some claim they've heard metallic sounds from deep below. Others talk about sudden temperature drops in the water, even when the weather is calm. The Russian government has never released the original files. No photos, no videos. Lake Baikal remains one of the deepest, coldest, and least explored places on the planet. Scientists say we know more about the surface of Mars than the bottom of Baikal. So today, nobody knows who or what those 10-foot swimmers were. Unknown species, deep water mutation, something extraterrestrial, or something the lake has always been hiding. But one thing is certain. After that day in 1982, the Soviet Union never sent another team to look for them again.